Trains. Now, I've been known to make some questionable decisions in this game, but rest assured, when it comes to trains, I make my worst ones yet. I love trains. You love trains. The trains love you. I'm gonna shove a train so far up your... When working with a spaghetti mindset, using the humble train to its fullest potential can give your factory the final push from disorganized to chaotic. How does one do this? By maximizing the density. Let's dive in. The train typically goes something like this. It pulls up to the station, drops off its cargo, then continues onto its journey, typically back onto that boring and oversized network that you built using someone else's blueprint book. We can do better. I mean, seriously, nobody needs this many rails unless you're actually doing a megabase. Make your trains go both ways. Now you don't have to worry about planning them a route out. Just stick one right up against wherever you need it to go, and then let it back out. Imagine a semi-truck backing down a tight alleyway, and you'll get pretty close to how I imagine these working. You'd be shocked just how much smaller this makes your rail network, not having to do a turnaround or a loop or even just the other half of the rails. Don't have room to put two trains? Just put two different things on the same train. You may have done this for sulfuric acid and uranium ore, but I have fallen in love with doing it everywhere. This could be the single train you need to run a satellite manufacturing line, picking up ingredients and dropping off the products all in one go. It's heresy for sure. But when things start to get really tight and you don't have enough room for more wagons, just filter the slots on the one wagon and put everything in it. This right here is probably going to make my soul outweigh that feather when my time comes. Trains like this are super useful for haphazardly expanding bases, since most of the time you can fit 2 or 3 wagons into the footprint where you used to have a couple of assemblers. Once 5 machines isn't enough, you can build 20 somewhere else and transport the ingredients that you've already routed to the spot all out together in one train. So, you want to start building your own dense train lines but don't know where to start? Well, just build a rail between the 2 stations. We don't do planning ahead here. Need 2 trains? Build 2 rails. Why are you even talking to me? The issues arise when those 2 rails need to cross. This is easy to do before you even unlock elevated rails by simply making sure that the intersection is in its own block. The proper way to do this is to use a chain signal going in and a normal signal going out. If this is the only thing you ever learn about rail signaling, it should be enough to get you by for at least 1,000 hours of playtime. I like to add one dedicated rail line at a time onto my factory instead of having to worry about the huge time, space, and resource investment of a proper rail network. It grows much more organically this way, so you get to watch your base slowly evolve to fit your needs. Once things start to get compact, or if you're just lazy like me and enjoy the mess, 2 trains can share the same section of rail. This is where the train spaghetti truly starts, since as long as you have a long enough dead-end section to fit the whole train, you can have as many as you want share the same section of rail, and as your network expands, it gets easier and easier to add a new route onto your network using existing tracks. The signaling system in Factorio is robust enough that as long as you only put normal signals before a block where any train on the network will always be able to fit, nothing will deadlock and you'll have no collisions. If you aren't sure about this, just put chain signals at every intersection and save the normal signals for the exits towards your dead ends and stations. I love watching my rail networks expand, adding the fewest number of rails possible to create a new route, and watching the trains pull up as close as they can and wait their turns. It makes my factory feel so much more alive since more trains are spending more time on fewer tracks. The density of your network only gets crazier once you throw elevated rails into the mix, not to mention that you can pull all these same tricks while elevated for twice the fun. Thank you all for listening to me ramble again. I was blown away by the reception of my first video, which you should go watch if you haven't. I'm gonna get to work on that full-length playthrough I mentioned, but it might take me a bit, so hang tight for now. Liking and subscribing helps me gain visibility more than you know, so please press some buttons and then go play with your model trains.